Welcome to another episode of the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. This is the podcast where powerful voices, fearless creativity, and women in metal take center stage. Today's guest comes to us from the heart of Greece, a rising force in the symphonic metal world whose music blends cinematic soundscapes, emotional storytelling, and epic metal energy too. Marialena, the visionary behind Mystfall, they launched the band in 2023 following her solo release, Vanity, and quickly made waves with their debut album, Celestial Vision, which was released through Scarlet Records, to rave reviews around the world. The new album from Mystfall, Embers of a Dying World, came out last month. And this month, later this month, they'll be performing at the Ladies of Metal Fest in Athens, Greece. They'll be performing on April 25th. The festival runs from April 23rd through the 25th. Maria Lena from Mystfall, from Athens, welcome to the Metal Queens podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure.
So
Thank you.
a big year for you so far. The album coming out last month, and now you've got this festival, big festival coming up later this month. Take us back to the beginning, Maria Elena. What first inspired you to create Mystfall after releasing that solo album, Vanity?
Well, actually, I'm a singer, I'm a classical singer, so I just wanted so badly to do something in this metal scene. So I just began with my personal album, but things are very tough with solo artists, I think, in the metal scene. It's a bit different with a band by your side, so I decided to create Mystfall. I had many inspirations, I had many things that I had already wrote in my own piano, my own music, and I just wanted someone to do some arrangements for me, so I began this stuff. I began Mystfall actually with some people by my side. And then we decided with new bandmates to create this band so we could do many, many things because it's something that I really love. And with Scarlett by my side, which is, I think, a beautiful label, a beautiful people, I think that they're helping me very much, and we can do many things and many beautiful festivals. So yes, that's the reason I created the band actually.
Tell me about your classical background. Was music big in your house growing up?
The funny fact is that no, I'm the only musician in my house. Of course, I had some inspirations by my mother and father because they used to listen to very, very good music. But I loved metal since I was very young. And I don't know where. Maybe I found some CDs and stuff, and I just began to listen to this kind of music. But except this, in my conservatory, of course, in my classical music, I found some beautiful composers like Wagner, like Puccini, and many, many more, who inspired me in this kind of music. And if you find out the music of Wagner, it's very similar to Hans Zimmer, to Thomas Bergensen, who has Two Steps from Hell, battle music, cinematic music, all these big orchestras, all these beautiful things that a soprano voice loves to sing. So for that reason, I wanted to do a combination with all these beautiful musical themes in metal music, and that's Mystfall, I believe. I actually it's something that I want to do in my own band, and we're trying to.
Was there one or two symphonic metal artists that when you were listening to those CDs and you said to yourself, that's what I want to do?
Yes, I was very in love with Tarja. I think every girl
Yes.
in this age is in love with this kind of voice. Of course, if you have high notes, of course. And after Tarja, I just met Simons. I just found Simons. Actually, I found Amy Lee and many beautiful musicians. And I tried to train my voice by listening to their songs. And after that, I decided to go to conservatory, actually. So I just trained my voice since I was 15 years old, I think, with Nightwish, Epica, and all these bands. And after that, of course, I just decided to go conservatory. I followed a very separate way to this kind of music. But after my studies, I decided to do that. I said, why not? You are what you want to, what your identity wants to be in music. So yes, you don't have actually to follow classical music. So I just wanted to do my dream, actually. Yes, if you're asking
Mistfall's
me.
Mistfall's music feels very cinematic. When you're writing, do you picture scenes or characters unfolding like a film?
I have some films, some medieval films actually, and not only medieval films. I actually love Lord of the Rings. I love films that have epic character and many these things like this. And I just want to do something magical, something from another dimension, if you're asking me. And except this, of course, I don't have only these things in my mind. Some cinematic, some films or some other magical creatures. I also have many things and many topics nowadays that in my music has to do with our own lives, with the government, with this world. There are many topics that I have in my mind, and I just want to, my anger, my feelings, my depression, and everything to depict in my own music. So I think it's a combination of all of these things together. But it's not only that I begin a ballad, for example, in my piano. Yes, of course I'm doing a skeleton in my piano, but I always need a composer to help me because I'm not fully trained as a singer to do a whole arrangement. So of course I begin a ballad or something, a skeleton, maybe a full song sometimes, and then I have Dionysus by my side who wrote my albums, both of Mistfall's albums, who is doing the arrangements and, of course, the final product of all these things. But I have many things in my mind, many feelings and many topics that I want to express in my own sound.
Let's talk about the sound. Compare for me the debut album, Celestial Vision, to this new album that just came out, Embers of a Dying World. How have you guys evolved? With any differences?
I think that it's something, it's a more newer sound in a beat. I think that we're doing many differently. I have some a different voice in many things. I'm not doing only very high vocals as I used to do in the Celestial Vision. We're trying to follow a modern sound because I think that nowadays you have to combine many things together just to create your unique sound and your unique identity, which is something, if you're asking me, very difficult for a musician in symphonic metal because we're many musicians in this kind of music to have our own identity. So I think that I did. I had more my approach as a singer in my melodies. Sleeper in the Abyss, which is our first video, is something more dramatic in the melodies of the voice. It has a more unique sound, a more pop sound, pop pinches actually. It's something like a ballad and a metal song as well. So that thing that I noticed in our second album is that many people who are not listening to metal music were asking me to buy this one because it's something that they can hear very easily and they really enjoy this kind of sound because it's not something so heavy. If you're asking me, Celestial has had many songs which were heavier than this one. I want, and I'm trying to make Mystfall more with more orchestras, with more choirs. I mean, many things more. And if I can one day, of course, I'm trying to do that in our next festivals, maybe next year, to have some live orchestras in the stage, to create something different, to create something big for the sound. Because, of course, you can't understand that with one CD or with one live show with only drums, guitars, voice and stuff. You need something bigger in the arrangement just for you to understand it. So yes, I think that there are not many huge differences, but there are small differences that are trying to create an identity in our sound, which is something that, of course, we need to try more, but we are in a good way, I think. I want to think.
You worked with the producer. I'm going to try and pronounce this right. Dionysus Christodoulatos.
Yes, we're
Again,
Greeks, so difficult names.
yes. How did you get together with him, and what's he brought to the table?
Okay, I used to collaborate with Dionysus since I was in the classical song anyway, because his works are in classical music, in many things, except this kind of music, of course. But anyway, he has his own band, Sorrowful Angels, so he is very he does very much jobs with metal musicians. So I don't know, he was the first one that I had in my mind. And I just told him that except my solo album, I want to create this band. I want your help because I think that you're the most suitable person who can help me. I have some ideas. Here are my ideas. Some songs that I have already wrote in my own piano. I just want you to write new music for me, because actually from the things that I have already done by myself, we kept very few. We created something from the beginning, and I created the melodies, except 2 songs of each album, actually, that was completely mine, because I think that he's very good in what he's doing. And he also can create a very unique sound and a very fresh sound to a band, to a new band these days. If, of course, the band wants to do something for a career or something more serious. So I just needed a composer by my side. And of course, I just needed a good composer by my side, a professional one. And it was something that we did together. I brought some ideas, and then he did all the production, all the arrangements, all the things. And I just told him, yes, I will write the melodies and the lyrics of the album. And the same thing happened with the second one as well. And of course, we have a beautiful collaboration.
Mm. What is the metal? What is the metal music scene like in Greece?
Difficult.
Mm.
I could say that there is no metal scene in Greece. It's very disappointing for the artists, because it's not only me, of course. I just want to say that it's only me and no one else who are professionals. But in this scene, you feel that you're no professionals. You may have a biography, a huge biography, with many things that you have done as an artist. For example, I'm a vocal coach, I teach, I studied music, I'm teaching music, and I'm also playing music the last 10 years, maybe more, and many people like me as well. And in this scene of music, unfortunately, we have to pay for our own music, we have to pay for our own festivals. It's not something very popular here in Greece. As years, of course, are passing, things are getting better, but still, you can't say that I'm a celebrity. For example, I'm going to go to an interview in the television, except a few interviews, of course, that will be interested for me as a metal artist. We have our own music. We have our pop music. We have our traditional singers. We have other things in music here that make a singer professional. So unfortunately, it's not how many years you're doing that professionally, is that you have to go out if you want to do something uh, good for your own life and to get paid, of course, as you deserve, or you have to stay here, you have to try, or you have to change your own style and to do something different here. So if you're asking me, Greece is something all the musicians who want to do something professionally, we are trying to go abroad. If we cannot live abroad, just to play abroad, just to try to do things that are not here anyway, because very few are listening to this, and very few needs to interview you or take you more professionally as a singer here. So things are very difficult, if you're asking me.
Yeah,
Yes.
Marialena, it sounds I have a lot of Italian metal artists on the podcast here, and they pretty much say the same thing about Italy. It's more pop music there, of course, and classical. And it sounds like you mentioned pop in Greece too. You are playing. Mystfall is playing. You do have a Ladies of Metal Fest. Our good friend Steve-O and Angels PR putting it on this year in Athens. It is later this month, April 23rd through the 25th, and Mystfall will be there performing on the 25th. How does it feel to be part of such a powerful lineup of women in metal in Greece?
So I can say that I'm very happy and I'm very proud that I have Angels by my side, because we used to collaborate with my solo album as well a few years ago. It's the second time that I'm participating in this festival with Mystfall, of course, because the first one it was with my solo album. So I had this, I was very happy because it was a great festival. Some years ago, I think 6 years ago, five, I don't remember exactly, where was the past one anyway. It had beautiful energy, and because I know what exactly will follow, I'm very sure about this fest. And I'm very happy because we'll have bands from abroad as well, which is something that I think that is the first time they are doing it. I'm not so sure. Actually, it's the first time that I'm participating anyway. And it's very good because you see that many bands from abroad need to play here in Athens. And, you know, here in Athens, I have a very warm audience in all these bands. And if you see it from very popular bands that are coming here in Greece, we have a very warm audience in this music. We can't help our own musicians, but we like, and we are here for all these musicians from abroad or here anyway. So I'm very sure that it will be a great festival, and I can't wait to play, of course.
I'm sure you're going to have a lot of family and friends there too.
Of course.
Yes. As Mystfall continues to rise in the symphonic metal world, what excites you most about the future?
I don't know what excites me, because I'm a person that I want to be very realistic. I'm enjoying every step that I'm doing, but after I'm doing it. So I'm always very humble as a person. I can tell you about the things that we want to do, And I don't know how, of course, they're going to escalate, but we're planning to play in two very good festivals, one in Bulgaria and one in Romania in August. And in Romania, we're going to play with very good bands, as I noticed. So we need to play festivals. We need to play good festivals abroad. Maybe we're going to talk about or schedule a mini tour in Greece from September or October 2026. And of course, we need to play in bigger festivals, maybe in an opening act, I don't know. But of course, we have some conversations about this in huge festivals about summer 2027. So my personal dream as the lead singer and the leader of this band is to play as much as we can and to follow our dream, to follow our hearts, to express our own feelings by playing. It's something that I enjoy much more than recording. And it's something that it brings me very close to the people who are joining it. Every time it's a beautiful experience. So our plans is to play as much as we can and to have some big festivals about next year and some tours maybe next year.
All right, so a lot of touring coming up. Marialena from Mystfall, what an incredible journey she's creating in the world of symphonic metal. Be sure to check out Mystfall's debut album, Celestial Vision, and the brand new one, too, Embers of a Dying World, that just came out. And if you are lucky enough later this month to be in Greece, don't miss Mystfall performing at the Ladies of Metal Fest in Athens. The festival runs the 23rd through the 25th, and Mystfall will be playing on the final day on Saturday, April 25th. Follow Mystfall online for more updates on all these potential shows and upcoming festivals that they'll be performing at as well. Marialena, thank you so much for joining me.
It was a real pleasure. Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Write a review. This is the Metal Queens podcast. I'm Steve Richards. I will talk to you again next time.